If you live in Wisconsin or one of our neighboring states, you know what a great state park system Wisconsin has to offer. And today we're talking about Copper Falls State Park on this episode of Wisconsin's Outdoor Explorer. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Wisconsin's Outdoor Explorer podcast. And today I'm really excited to talk about my family trip up to Copper Falls State Park near Mellon, Wisconsin. It's just in Ashland County. It's getting kind of far up there in the North Woods for those of you who live, south of 29. But it's well worth any trip that you're willing to plan for and take up there. I've got a very busy family life. I'm married, I've got 3 daughters, all of them under the age of 10. And one of the things my wife and I like to do is get the kids outside and take them hiking. And they're all getting to the age now where it's easier to take them along hiking. You know, you don't have any of the baby supply stuff. My youngest is 4 years old and loves being outside with us and loves going on hikes with the family. And all 3 of my girls, they really love being outside with us and seeing new things. So as they've gotten older, we've been planning more and more state park tours and more hiking trips with them. As they get older and learn the ins and outs of hiking a little bit more, they're able to, go on longer hikes, and we're able to plan for those hikes a little bit more. And it's been a real joy to be able to get them out and take them with us and explore Wisconsin state parks with them, and to see their faces when we discover new things and stuff. So we've been planning this trip to Copper Falls probably for about 3 months or so. Kids' schedules are tight and our schedules are tight, so we've got to make sure we've got our plans set for any trips that we decide to take. And we knew we wanted to go in the fall. It's always a little cooler in the fall, a little less bugs, a little more comfortable hiking, especially if it's not too warm out. And we wanted to try to see some of the colors of fall as we, around the waterfalls and stuff. So that was kind of the main reason why we went up there in the fall. And I suggest anytime you can plan a trip up north, fall's a great time. The colors are just spectacular once you get into full swing of fall. I'm going to say we maybe went about a week and a half to 2 weeks earlier than we probably should have, but just the way our schedule worked out, we had to go at the time we did. But still, there was some colors coming in, and some trees were really vibrant, and others were just starting. So it was almost the perfect combination of seeing summer go into fall and still being able to enjoy some of those early fall colors. Our trip started pretty early in the morning. My kids are used to getting up in the morning with school and stuff, so we were probably on the road, probably like 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock by the time we got everything all packed up. We knew we wanted to picnic there, so we packed a picnic lunch and packed all the kids up in the car and headed up north. And it's about a 3-hour drive from where we live. So, we planned some pit stops along the way, and that, which is fun. Get out, stretch your legs a little bit. Let the girls who get a little bit restless in the car get out and burn some of that energy off, which is nice for mom and dad, as some of you who travel with small kids can know sometimes. But we got up there probably mid-late morning. The park is easy to find. You come into Mellon, Wisconsin, and it's just a couple miles to the east. You come into the park entrance and you just drive in a little ways and you get to the park office. There, if you need to get a pass for the day, you get your pass for the day. We have a state park pass, so we can just drive straight in. We knew we wanted to see the falls, so we drove all the way back into the park where the best trails and stuff are seeing the falls. And we got out, we started hitting the trails, and it's so fun having my kids along on these hikes because they're in just such awe of everything that they see. you get on the first trailhead and you cross over part of the water flowage, and the water's moving pretty good, which, with all the rain lately that they've been having, it's been flowing very well up there. So the water's moving and it's rushing, and my kids are just in awe, and I was too. It was just a really pretty scene, and we weren't even at any of the falls portions of it yet. We're taking pictures and just enjoying it. And I'll say one thing about Copper Falls: their setup is so nice there for walking the trails. The trails are really nice. They're well manicured. They take care of everything. Everything's well marked out. And basically, you make just one big loop, and it gets you to see all the falls. You see Brownstone Falls, you see the Copper Falls, and it's just really nice the way it's all set up. It's easy to hike. There are a few steep inclines and declines, but for the most part, it was a very easy hike, and my kids didn't have any issues with it at all. And it was just a fun experience for me. Every time we got to a new waterfall, they were so excited and asking questions about this and that. Then when you get to cross over the water again and you can really see the falls is when really got excited for them. And for me and my wife too. It was the first time we've been to Copper Falls, and it was just an amazing view, and just to see the rushing water and how the falls flow and how they intertwine a little bit and connect. It was just really, really something to see. There wasn't a lot of people yet by the time we went. I mean, so you could take your time. You could really get some good pictures and get some good video. And we took a bunch of family pictures that we were able to take because it wasn't quite so busy. And the day was just perfect. It was just such a beautiful day out. The temperature was probably like in the mid 60s by the time we really got to hiking. It was very comfortable. It was sunny. It was a perfect day to be out. I mean, it's exactly what you'd picture a perfect day in the North Woods of Wisconsin to be like. And to be out there sharing that with my family was just such a special moment. I mean, lives are busy now, and that's the one thing I try to preach to all you is, to make that time to get outside. And if you got a family with kids, to really get out and share that. My kids like to look at all the placards and stuff that they have posted out that give the information. My two oldest girls can read that stuff, so they really enjoy looking at that and learning about the falls or about the trails that we were on. And we decided to walk the whole thing, and it took us probably about, I would say, an hour and a half to 2 hours. I mean, we didn't rush. We took our time. We stopped and looked along the way. We took little breaks along the way, and we just took a nice stroll around the whole waterfalls, and stopped and made sure we really took it in every time we saw something new, and we just didn't, quickly pass by. And I think that's important when you go to a place like this or any of our other state parks. Just take your time. Don't rush through any of this stuff. Really take it all in and just kind of be in the moment. I mean, that's really what this is all about. It's all about being in that moment, getting out there, and just being a part of nature and being a part of the outdoors. That's so important, I think, to just reconnect with nature and the world around you, is just to slow down and just take it all in and enjoy it. And that's what we did. We really just enjoyed it. Like I said, we hiked for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, just kind of walking around, taking pictures. I think my kids were getting annoyed with me about all the videos and pictures that I took, but they get into it too. I'm starting to get them into photography now a little bit, so they get excited about seeing what Dad's taking a picture of and want to take a picture of it themselves. So I find that kind of fun, and being able to teach them and share my passion with them. So after our hike around the falls, we decided to take a picnic lunch, which I'm glad we did, because we didn't want to really leave the park and then drive back. They do have a nice little concession area there that's open during the summertime, early fall. So I mean, there is opportunities there to get food, to get refreshments, and to get souvenirs. But we decided to picnic lunch, which our kids kind of always love doing too, and we love doing it too. And it was such a nice day. It would have been almost a shame to not take a picnic lunch. And they've got a little playgrounds there too, to entertain the kids if they do get a little bit bored while you're just sitting there. And so there's still even opportunities in the picnic area, which was very large. I mean, there was a lot of picnic tables there. There was plenty of room for a lot of people to come and enjoy the day. I mean, if anything, you could have thrown down a blanket and picnicked on a blanket too. It was very well kept. It's very neat, very clean. The picnic area was very well manicured. I mean, it was a very nice place for us to just sit, relax, and have a nice picnic. After our picnic, we decided to try the observation deck. I always find these kind of funny because I like going up on observation decks, going out and just looking at the view and see how far you can see. My kids are starting to like it. The heights still bother them a little bit. My wife, she doesn't care for them at all. She doesn't want to be out there, but I give her credit. She's a trooper. She climbed them steps with us, and we got to the top. I'm going to be honest, we were all pretty disappointed. The tower is the same height as basically the tops of the trees that surround the tower. So you're not really getting a great view as you once you get to the top. You just basically see the trees that are around you, and you see the tops of them. And there's really not a whole lot the park can do to fix that, other than if they were going to build maybe another level onto the observation deck, and I'm betting that's not in their plans. And even to trim the trees back around there isn't really a practical idea anyway. So we climbed a lot of stairs getting to the observation deck, and then we had to climb the observation deck. So we definitely got in our Stairmaster workout for that day. And then to get up there and kind of be basically disappointed with the view was just kind of made us all laugh, and kind of all said, well, that was kind of a disappointment, especially after walking around the falls and seeing how beautiful that whole area was. The observation deck, I'm going to say if you're going to go up to Copper Falls, skip the observation deck. It really wasn't worth it. And you can spend your time better just visiting the falls a little longer, or doing that whole loop again. I kind of wish we would have almost walked around again one more time and seen the falls one more time before we left, instead of taking the time to go up that observation deck. But like I told my kids, we wouldn't have known about it if we wouldn't have tried it. And if we wouldn't have tried it and then found out it was really spectacular up there, we would have been disappointed that we didn't take that chance. So, you know what? Any way you look at it, it was a good opportunity to learn something, and we got our workout in for the day, that was for sure. So after the observation deck, we decided to go look at the Red Rock Falls, which is closer to the entrance of the park and isn't one of the more popular falls in the park, but it's popular for the pet owners because this area is one of the few trails that they allow you to walk your dog on. They don't let you have your dog near Copper Falls and the main falls, because it's so busy and it's just, there's a lot of people around there. So this other smaller falls area is more dedicated for pet owners. So you see a lot more pet traffic on that. Just be wary that that trail leading back to that falls has more animal traffic on it than any other trails there. Which for my family was fine. My kids love dogs and don't have a problem with them. And I found that most of these state parks, when people bring their pets, they're very well behaved. People are really good about bringing animals that are good around other people. This hike was a little longer. It was about 1.5 miles to walk back in there. And by this time, the temperatures were starting to get a little warmer. We were starting to get maybe in the lower to mid 70s. And then the mosquitoes were starting to come out. So this walk back in here wasn't probably as nice or as fun for the kids and my wife and I as the first trail was. But we used the philosophy of the observation deck. Hey, we're here. Let's go back and let's go check out this other falls. So we walked back there, and again, it was a little bit disappointing. It was hard to get into. You had to almost walk right down to the falls to see it really well. And the water was really rushing and stuff, but we probably would have enjoyed it more if the mosquitoes probably hadn't started coming out and getting really bad on us. So that was probably one of the main things that that deterred us from really enjoying that area. It offered a little bit more opportunity for exploring around the falls than the other falls do. But like I said, the kids at this point, we had hiked all day. It was getting warmer out, and the kids were getting tired. And so we probably didn't enjoy that hike as much as we had the earlier hike. But again, you're there, you got to do it. And I'm glad we did it. We still saw some really great stuff, and it was just so worth the trip. I mean, the whole park is just an incredible park. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite parks to go to. I'll definitely get back up there soon. When my kids are older, we talked about maybe doing a winter hike up there. Do some snowshoeing. Well, my kids got to be a little bit older for that, and I'd be excited to try that and see how the falls look in the wintertime. But I would highly, highly recommend a trip to Copper Falls any time of the year. I think it would just be absolutely beautiful and stunning, and it really doesn't disappoint. And like most state parks, everybody's so friendly around there. Their staff is really friendly. Everybody around there who's hiking was super friendly. They were patient with our kids when we needed to slow down a little bit for some of the steeper climbs. We're so lucky here in Wisconsin to have such a great state park system. And the other thing we're so lucky is Wisconsin is so diverse that you can go up to northern Wisconsin into a state park and see something, and go to southern Wisconsin and see something completely different. And that's what I really love about our state park system. And I'm so looking forward to sharing, my other adventures and stuff with you in other state parks. And it's just, they offer us such an easy way to get out and be part of the outdoors and just really enjoy the time spent in Wisconsin. It's really great. I can't speak highly enough about our state park system here in Wisconsin. So I encourage you, when you get some time, look it up, plan that trip to Copper Falls, and just enjoy it. I've started my blog, got my blog going now, so I'm going to have more details about this trip in my blog. If you want to stop over and read that, I'd really love that. Leave me a comment. And don't forget, to visit my new website. The website's up and running now. I'm really excited to get that going, and looking forward to the new things that's going to bring. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed my little synopsis of Copper Falls State Park. And, hey, get out there, be one of Wisconsin's outdoor explorers.
Thanks for listening to the Wisconsin's Outdoor Explorer podcast. For more great information about being an outdoor explorer, visit our website at wisconsinsoutdoorexplorer.com. Be sure to check out the blog page and follow us on social media. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.